It's WrestleKingdom. It leaves you in awe. It leaves you on the edge of your seat. Excuse me. You can tell how tired I am. Botch. And it literally went the distance when you consider the kickoff was at 2 something, and it's currently 7:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. A over 5 hour long show practically as a whole, and it did not disappoint. And this was just only night one, but now we know what awaits us night two. Hello, everybody. I'm just a simple man, and my name is Noah Foster, and welcome to this simple take where I will just be running through the results and my brief thoughts and overall takeaways from the first night of the 2-day WrestleKingdom 14 special, as well as providing a score update to my friends and challengers in the Team of the DQ Predictions League for the IWGP Championship. So with that being said, I'm just going to go right into it because I'm going to keep it short, sweet, and simple because that's what these are. Just simple, thoughts and takeaways and recaps. So, our first match, of course, was the, I guess you could say, Young Lions Showcase. You had Yuya Uemura, Yoshitatsu, Tamaki Homa, and Togi Makabe versus Alex Coughlin, Clark Connors, Carl Fredericks, Toru Nari. You, of course, had a team that was heavily representing the LA Dojo, and then you had the other team that represented the New Japan Pro Wrestling Dojo, as well as New Japan Pro Wrestling vets, including one brought under Tiger Mask himself. And in this match, Toru Nari actually got the win for his team and also picked up the win overall. So with Toru Nari, who's always trying to prove a point, I mean, he still believes, for example, he should have been involved in G1, and because of the matches he was involved in last year, he called it basically the C block of G1. I'm sure now he has a strong stint to provide why he should be involved in G1 Climax 30. I mean, he was involved in the New Japan Cup, even though I think he lost in round one. Someone can correct me on that. But I've sensed bigger things for him, and great win for his team. Nice, subtle opener. Following that, we had Yuji Nagata, Blue Justice, and Manabu Nakanishi versus the team of Tenkozy from the World Tag League in Satoshi Kojima and Hiroyoshi Tensen. And again, this was a strong back and forth competitive bout. Obviously, there was some bad blood here considering what happened during the World Tag League, and obviously one team was going here for redemption. And they got it. And of course, I got my favorite spot. Excuse me. Satoshi Kojima, he of course chopped the hell out of his opponent. There was at one point I thought that Blue Justice was going to roll the eyes and break someone's arm, but it didn't happen. Tenkozy got the win here in a nice, fun opener. Now, as far as what I see for all four of these men, they're already legends. They're going to continue to show them what New Japan Pro Wrestling is all about and lean in the future. It's as simple as that. I really don't see any of them contending for gold per se, but with Satoshi Kojima endorsing the likes of Shingo Takagi, it would not surprise me, for example, if Blue Justice endorses somebody. Or hey, maybe Shingo Takagi can take on Blue Justice since he wants to continue taking on heavyweights. Only time will tell. With that being said, we go into WrestleKingdom, and our opening match was Jushin Thunder Liger's retirement match number 1. What an incredible gathering of legends, rivals, friends, enemies, and they truly brought it all here, and it felt like a real fight as Jushin Thunder Liger wanted it. We had Jushin Thunder Liger being accompanied by Tetsumi Fujinami, the Great Sasuke, and Tiger Mask with El Samurai, and we also had them versing Noryokai Sano, Shinjiro Otani, Tatsuhiko Takiyawa, apologies if I screwed up that name, and of course the Funky Woman himself, Ryusuke Taguchi, with Kuniaki Kobayashi in their corner, and the special referee for this match was Norio Honaga, who of course is no stranger to Jushin Thunder Liger at all. But what really surprised me here was kind of the finish. You would think they'll be in this feel-good match and stuff like that. Team Liger would win. Not necessarily Liger picking up the win for his team, but I figured Team Liger would win. That did not happen as it come down to the end. Probably got the biggest pop. And by the way, it's nice to know that these guys really, none of them have lost anything. We got all the classic things, including the face scrapes, El Samurai, still a bit crazy, diving off the top rope, showing up in his half mask. The Great Sasuke was incredible seeing him in the New Japan ring. But anyway, keeping it simple, Team Liger actually lost, and it was Liger that ate the pin. It was the Funky Woman himself, Ryusuke Taguchi, picking up the win for his team. You really wonder, though, if this is going to lead to anything. Of course, Taguchi being a former IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion, heavily influenced by Jushin Thunder Liger, as all of us, I'm sure, were, whether you're a fan or wrestler, etc. Most people's wrestling arsenal was brought because of Jushin Thunder Liger and when he started. And of course, in the end, it was a feel-good moment just in front of Liger. He thanked everybody. He thanked the over 40,000 attendants at Tokyo Dome. Congrats to New Japan Pro Wrestling on that. And also, of course, he got the ring to himself, but also got raised up. It was a beautiful, touching way to open the show, and really a great way to keep people happy. Before I continue, don't let me disparage this. Stardom, of course, had their exhibition, but unfortunately, I have not looked on the websites yet. I am literally coming off, as it went off air. That's why you see on the TV right there, blue screen. I literally am just going off pure thought as I was just invested. But I have to imagine this. Stardom, I mean, it's the biggest venue they probably competed in or showcased in. I imagine they had a fair amount of the audience there, probably more than they normally have, and I'm sure they had a great match, and I'm sure that Mayu Itami and Arisa, they set the crowd, a nice little opener, a little awareness for Stardom. I really do hope for bigger things for Stardom with this Bushiroad partnership, but they're going to have to do more than this and actually show us some stuff, either through NJPW World or open a wing on Stardom, like, cross promoting. But we'll have to wait and see. I do hope to see more of them come in the later months, maybe as soon as, I don't know, Wrestling Dontaku? Hey, maybe the new beginning. Why not a new beginning? Start showcasing Japanese women's professional wrestling under New Japan? Why not? But we'll have to see what happens. Following this, we had basically faction battles and also hype for the following match come day 2. First match, of course, was LIJ versus Suzuki-gun, Bushi, Shingo Takagi, and Evil and Sonata versus El Desperado, Taiji Minoru Suzuki, and Zack Sabre Jr. There were basically a couple key things to take away from this. Shingo Takagi versus Taiji, I want to see that again. When these two got in the ring at one point, there was literally an exchange of lariats, because that's Shingo Takagi's strength, and of course, kicks by Taiji. And of course, Chris Charlton got his favorite spot. The pants came off. I need to get a pair of those. And Minoru Suzuki, he's still full bitter as ever. Suzuki-gun running chaotic as ever. And of course, Gino Gambino was at the mercy of Minoru Suzuki when he took his chair in the end. In the end, though, it came down to, of course, being about what this really was at the forefront. Sonata and Zack Sabre Jr. as they prepare for their match on day 2. And the two had a nice back and forth exchange, but at one point it almost seemed like he was about to be locked up in a submission, and then Sonata tries to lock up, Zack Sabre Jr. in the Paradise Lock, but fails to. He does lock up, I believe, El Desperado in the Paradise Lock, Milano approved. But in the end, Zack Sabre Jr., he submitted a member of Suzuki-gun, not Sonata, by the way, I believe it was Bushi, to the same move that he tapped out, verbally I might add, Tomohiro Ishii to win the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship at last year's WrestleKingdom. Hence the shirt in my corner. I'm waiting on my new one. Anyway, I thought this was a really good match. It was a great way to hype up Zack Sabre Jr. and Sonata. Great way for Zack Sabre Jr. to build some momentum after losing to Bushi as well. So there's the continuity right there during the Road to Tokyo Dome tour. But with that being said, we know what's coming. It's going to be Sonata versus Zack Sabre Jr. on night 2. That will occur at midnight Eastern Standard Time. Basically for the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship. But I am really curious what will happen if Sonata wins it. But I digress. Anyway, the following match of that, it was of course Chaos versus Bullet Club. It was Yoshihashi, Toru Yano, Tomohiro Ishii, and Hiroki Goto versus Chase Owens, Yujiro Takahashi, Bad Luck Fale, and Kenta. Salute the man, Kevin! Friggin' salute the man. I'm not saluting the Rope General. Come on now. Anyway, this match, though, of course, the story at the forefront was Hiroki Goto and Kenta, and it carried over after the match was over because those two had an intense stare down. Pretty sure they still hate the living crap out of each other. But there was some interesting moments in this match. First off, glad to see that Tokyo Pimp, he was fine, and Peter looking like, basically like Sienna, I thought, with the kind of like showgirls type peacock setting, and then of course she does her interpretive, I guess, what they call it, interpretive dance to tell the story of the match. I think she got that story wrong. Because in the end, as we called it during the predictions video, the Tokyo Pimp, he ate the fall with a GTR by Hiroki Goto. But also, there was some fun hilarity with Toru Yano trying to take advantage of Bad Luck Fale. At one point, he tries to pull off one of the turnbuckles named Sarah. I guess we never learned the name of the other one. At least I didn't hear it. But in the end, it was Team Chaos that picked up the win with a GTR by Hiroki Goto on the Tokyo Pimp, Yujiro Takahashi. Now, is this a sign of things to come for Kenta in Night 2? Because Hiroki Goto, he has a pretty good track record winning the Never Openweight Championship at WrestleKingdom. He took it off of Katsuyori Shibata, and he took it off of Minoru Suzuki. Can he do the same thing to Kenta? I don't know at this point. And at this point, Kenta is not even really about the belt. He just hates Hiroki Goto's guts, I feel like. So Kenta's kind of indifferent. But again, he also wants to show you Kenta's style of pro wrestling, even if he is Bullet Club. So I'll be curious to see how that goes. With that being said, I guess you could call that being the undercard because, boy, when it came to the title matches, it seriously picked up. Our first title match was the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships between the Guerrillas of Destiny and Finjuice. Finjuice, of course, being a surprise out of the World Tag League, win the whole thing, including being GOD during that. And of course, that allowed them to ask for a challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Championships after beating Emo Sonata in the finale. Still can't believe they did that. Then you got GOD, who's been all over the world defending these titles ever since winning them. And yet, they have yet to successfully win at WrestleKingdom. It has now been, I believe, 7 years now that these titles have changed hands. It has been a recurring trend. And it happened again here. I admire David Finlay, though, in his tenacity and resilience because his shoulder got messed up. He survived a lot of power moves and countered a lot of moves, including a super power bomb into a Hurrana. And in the end, Finju's combination with Left-Handed God, not once, but twice, GOD proving their tenacity, and of course, Master Heater playing his role at ringside, providing an arsenal of moves, including a candlestick at one point, for GOD's assistance. But in the end, David Finlay, he picked up the win for the team, and Finjuice became the new IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champions. A first for them. Congratulations. And I'm glad to see that Juice Robinson actually won a title match and was involved in a title match too at Wrestle Kingdom. He really did deserve it, but also to David Finlay's credit, since being out since February and coming back through the World Tag League, he really has reinvigorated himself and has brought really Juice Robinson up as a whole. To think these two aren't even a part of anything. One of my friends suggested they should be a part of Chaos, but I guess for now they're just going to keep being NJPW main unit despite they've been tagging with Chaos in the past. But we'll see what happens. And as far as GOD goes, they had an amazing run with these titles since, I believe, was it the Honors Rising Tour? The New Beginning, the New Beginning Tour. No, it was Honors Rising because I remember they held the titles. But with that being said, I'm curious now to see what's next with GOD and will they ever break this stint per se. Obviously, Bullet Club, they have not had a good night up to this point. And it didn't really get any better because that was really it for Bullet Club. They went 0-3. Not a good night at all. But, with that being said, sorry, I just spoiled the events later, but you already know if you watched it. The next match, it was 15 minutes of intense, paced, planned brutality per se. The IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship match between Lance Archer and, I'm not doing Justin Roberts because my voice is shot, Jon Moxley. Texas Death Match. The only way you could have won this match is if you knock out your opponent for a count at 10 or a verbal submission. There was no DQs, no countouts, no pinfalls. And these two brought it all. Jon Moxley, of course, coming out first. He tries to throw 8 chairs to the ring. They bounce off the ropes. Surprisingly, not really. But then you got Lance Archer coming out, stuffing out Mad Max, it seems, ready for war with trash can lids. And of course, everybody dies. He knocks out everybody ringside. I don't know what it is about the young lions and stuff being at ringside. Knowing Lance Archer's coming, he's just going to punch you in the mouth. But these two had a very incredible physical bout, I thought, for what they had at their disposal. We, of course, had chair shots galore, chair shots thrown in the face. We had basically, what they call it, a detour type interceptor by both men at one point during this match. There was candlestick shots galore. Jon Moxley destroyed a candlestick over Lance Archer, who almost badly botched his ELP type tightrope walking spot. But I think he pretty much was aware that Jon Moxley, he had the candlestick. He was like, oh shit, I need to prepare for this. So he got down the apron and he ate a candlestick to the point Jon Moxley destroyed it. But these two just beat the living daylights out of each other at this point. Because even after going through multiple chairs for the face, blackout to chairs, Jon Moxley still getting up after nearly being suffocated by a bag, still flipping out Lance Archer. Lance Archer applying the Everybody Dies claw, and it still wasn't enough to keep Jon Moxley down for a 10 count, nor get him to verbally submit. It was towards the end that Jon Moxley won doing a paradigm shift, not through a chair like he did earlier again, but head first, and apparently this busted Lance Archer open through not one, but 2 tables, himself included, back first. But somehow he was able to reach his feet and regain his IWGP United States Championship. Now, this doesn't surprise me for a number of reasons. One, it's been rumored that Lance Archer, he may be leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling, as well as others per se. He thought about, Impact. He's seen what AEW, though, is bringing and what it's capable of. And right now, he's just not sure about his place in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It's a big deal. I mean, look at Michael Hogan. He went to Impact, and he's doing stuff. So, there's that. But also, you have to consider this. We never got a finality to Juice Robinson and Jon Moxley. And this was the original plan for King of Pro Wrestling. However, Mother Nature prevented that, and as New Japan Pro Wrestling states, if you cannot show up to defend your title, you are officially stripped. Period. So, with that being said, I'm kind of glad Jon Moxley won, and he even affirmed this because now the following day, he puts an end to all of this. It's going to be Juice Robinson versus Jon Moxley for the IWGP United States Championship. One way or another, this rivalry will end, and either Jon Moxley will take this title back with him to AEW, because he sure as hell isn't done with New Japan Pro Wrestling yet, or Juice Robinson, he might leave a double champ and finally get his full game redemption. Only time will tell. But I thought this was a really fun match. But then you get into what truly made this card. I know in the past WrestleKingdoms they had double main events? This one truly felt like a triple main event to me. And it was proven right here first with the two that wanted to steal the show in the name of Junior Heavyweights. What cannot be said about what was showcased between Will Ospreay and Hiromu Tanahashi? First off, the entrances. Hiromu Tanahashi wearing the most outrageous jacket I've ever seen in my life. But there was also some subtleties with Will Ospreay's entrance as he got some cat fur per se, basically denoting, I've already beaten you, I've already made you very much the next trophy, okay? Because he's so comfortable now against Hiromu Tanahashi. It's he feels like there's no challenge, but he wants the challenge. And Hiromu Tanahashi, he brought it, as he tried to fall back on past history, including a sunset powerbomb off the apron, but also his neck suffered multiple times during this match. But I think a moment of this match was definitely when Will Ospreay tried to go for one of his specials, and in the end, Hiromu Tanahashi, he caught him, turned into a suplex. Will Ospreay landed on his feet. Will Ospreay then went after Hiromu. Hiromu froze him, but Will Ospreay literally makes it through the ropes perfectly, and then he rebounds off the ropes again and actually pulls off that diving move. I forget the name of it. Sasuke special, Sakura special, someone help me with that. But then you go further in this match and you're wondering, as Hiromu Tanahashi put it, I am not dead. I am alive. Again. He really had to bring out something new, I felt like, to beat Will Ospreay, because in the end, Will Ospreay hit not only the Os Cutter, but the Stormbreaker, and Hiromu Tanahashi kicked out, much to my surprise. I thought after the Stormbreaker, Hiromu was done. And then Hiromu pulls out, of course, the Dynamite Plunger and the Time Bomb, and it still wasn't enough to keep the Arrow Assassin down. This match had a nice slow pace towards the beginning, but then it really picked up as I expected it to. Definitely was a main event worthy classic. And in the end, Hiromu Tanahashi, he won, as I expected, because during the road to Tokyo Dome, he didn't win a single one of his matches. He even ate the fall in one of those matches by Robbie Eagles, the other half of the Birds of Prey. But somehow, some way, the ticking time bomb completes his redemption and his return 500 plus days later, and I thought I would never even see him again in wrestling. And he is once again with Mr. Belt as IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. It was a match to remember, and I can only imagine now what is going through Will Ospreay's mind as he's probably proud of what he's done with this division and with the title, but does he want it back, or will he move up to the heavyweight division? Only time will tell. But LIJ, they got the gold back, and Hiromu Tanahashi, welcome back. And I still want to know what the name of that new move was where he literally dropped Will Ospreay off the side, it looked like of his leg, and over his neck and head. That was ugly. But speaking of ugly, you talk about a match that took a slow, methodical, kind of uncomfortable at times, but also at the edge of your seat approach. The first half of the Double Gold Dash setup picture. Tetsuya Naito versus Jay White for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship. Jay White coming in here as champ. Tetsuya Naito, he's coming in here because, again, this is his destino. It's all or nothing. If he loses here, That's it. He's done. And as one of my friends put it, he might never even get the heavyweight title again, or even want to go for it at this point. Because again, Naito set up this whole idea of holding both titles at the same time. He didn't expect it to go through this avenue, but here we are. In the end, what I believe was over 30 minutes, and Jay White is constantly one of the best, I might add, that I've seen when it comes to counter-based wrestling, and really just manipulating the crowd to boo the hell out of him out of the building. But Gato, he got his fair share, and of course shenanigans aside where the ref gets knocked down, we get the dreaded low blow, and Gato tries to get involved, and he gets low blowed, and then Jay White, he tries to take advantage with multiple Kiwi Crushers, and I don't think he ever hit the Blade Run, which probably was the difference maker here. He tried to get the ref back in the ring, and it didn't work. The story here, though, really picked up when, after a ref distract spot, the leg of Tetsuya Naito was compromised, the knee I might say, by Gato with a chair, wrapped around the steel ring post as well. Ouch. Steel sandwich with knee in the middle. And basically that was the story of this match, because as Jay White kept working on the leg, including an inverted figure 4, a Muda lock, and even trying to Irish whip him, Tetsuya Naito's leg gave out. But somehow, someway, the Stardust Genius, he digged down deep enough and pulled out not one, but 2 Destinos and regained the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, once again allowing his Destino to still be alive, and potentially set up what could be a WrestleKingdom 12 rematch. Or even, dare I say it, G1 Supercard rematch / Dominion rematch. Oh my gosh, he and Kota faced her so much. I worry about their necks. By the way, a lot of men's necks suffered during this night, especially Will Ospreay's when freaking Hiromu Tanahashi pulled out not 1 but 2 freaking Canadian Destroyers. One of the most overused moves during the show, but out of nowhere, it looked beautiful and brutal. But I digress. Anyway, bad night for Bullet Club as they went, like I said, 0-3. Sorry, Jay White. So, no double gold dash for him. But then we go into the main event. And, you know, it's like I said, Kazuchika Okada, he believes that he truly is the strongest champion in NJPW history. And the only title that matters is the IWGP Heavyweight. It was proven here. But he wanted to bring something out in Kota Ibushi because he wanted to truly see if Kota really wanted this title and really deserves to be in the main spot. Boy, did he prove it. First off, I like the revamped musical entrance for Kota Ibushi. And I also loved the overall just king entrance, per se, of the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada, sporting a brand new robe that pretty much made him look like a glowing deity that couldn't be touched, as he's now known as the king of sports. And it was proven here, with these two going nearly 40 minutes, I believe. So it starts off subtle and simple. They're exchanging back and forth, and then they go out to the ring, and Okada, he controls Kota Ibushi. He works him over on the guardrail. But then there was one point during this match where Kota Ibushi, he literally delved into something I don't think I've ever seen before to this degree, to the point I don't know if he was even there. No emotion, no awareness of what he was doing, risking disqualification. At one point, though, he gets a stiff kick on Okada. It's like the first moment of the match where it's like, okay, Kota's got the striking game down. But of course, Okada, he follows up with freaking lariats back and forth and then drops Ibushi. But towards the middle of the match, as he was trying to bring out more in Ibushi brought it and nearly got disqualified as he literally almost KO'd Okada and then kept punching him literally, and you could hear it, square in the head, clenched fist, which is illegal, I might add. But this match was just sheer brutality. It didn't take 1, it didn't take 2, didn't take 3, didn't take 4, didn't take 5, I counted. It took 6 Rainmakers to finally put down the Golden Star. But the Golden Star came so close, including pulling out multiple last rides and power bombs. He put out Kamagoye, couldn't do it. Pulled out Bumaye, couldn't do it. He countered Kota Ibushi's drop kick, per se, until Kota Ibushi literally drop kicked him underneath the chin after going for a second Bumaye. And then Okada, he literally just had enough of Kota Ibushi. And at one point, you know, he screams and gets that stern look where he grits his teeth and it looks like his eyes are glazed, but he's aware, I need to win, I need to finish this, I know what I'm doing, I'm in control, I have wish control. But of course, Kota Ibushi, he follows up with his own Rainmaker, and I couldn't believe it. Pulls off some death-defying moves here with the beautiful Golden Star Triangle movesaw. Almost lands himself in the freaking barricade. And at one point, where he gets a follow-up strike that drops Okada with a vicious clothesline, he literally just collapses. Both these men at one point just collapsed in the middle of the ring. There were so many spots where I was like, Kota could do it. Kota could actually do it. Even though I picked Okada, Kota literally had me believe in him. But it just was not enough to put down the Rainmaker. So there you have it, folks. On night 2 in the Double Gold Dash finale, it is literally a WrestleKingdom 12 rematch. He couldn't do it before. He wants to do it now, bigger than ever, to solidify his legacy. Now he has the opportunity. It will be Kazuchika Okada, IWGP Heavyweight Champion, versus IWGP Intercontinental Champion Tetsuya Naito. Double Gold Dash, title for title, winner takes all. We also learned that we're going to get the finality between Juice Robinson and Jon Moxley. And we'll see what happens there as we continue to discuss and speculate the rumors, per se, on potential partnership between AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. And we'll also see how that comes ahead, what happens as a result of the ace in New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, versus the Painmaker, Chris Jericho. Not to mention, though, you gotta consider how disappointed Kota Ibushi is. You saw at the end of the match, he was also hurrying. But you also gotta consider how furious Jay White is. But, he did call out, saying there is a spot for you in Bullet Club. He's gonna try and play off more of that come tomorrow night when he faces, in the specials match, Jay White versus Kota Ibushi. What's going to happen during that? Who's going to get the momentum? Is Kota going to eat losses both days? One of these men is going to. I can't imagine either of these men doing it, but something has to give. I just don't see this going to a draw. And like I said, as far as Destino, Okada may seem unstoppable, but Naito set this up, and he deserves this in my opinion. And I hope come the end of WrestleKingdom Night 2, it will be an LIJ roll call with Tetsuya Naito holding both the heavyweight and intercontinental titles. With that being said, those are my brief thoughts on Night 1 of WrestleKingdom. I thought it was an incredible experience. Let me go ahead and, spoiler alert to Team Media DQ, let me go ahead and open up the score update so far for Night 1 in our league. Chris Cash, you got 3. You did the worst. Cindy, you got 5. I got 7. Good brother Chris, you got 4, bro. Oh, wait. I need to update that. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I need to... I really wish Microsoft Office was better with formulas, but I digress. Anyway, Chris Cash, you got 4. Cindy, you got 5. I got 8. Chris Willis got 5. Chris Mace got 7. James the Archangel Hebert got 6. And Mark Reviews, you're tired of me so far with 8. So we'll see what happens as we head into day 2, where the card once again will be a never overweight 6-man Tag Team Championships Gauntlet, featuring a threesome from each faction New Japan Pro Wrestling, including the champs, which of course just represent NJPW main unit as a whole. We'll also have the second Choose a Friend of Liger retirement match, and now with Hiromu Tanahashi as the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. It would not surprise me one bit if Choose a Friend of Liger endorses these guys in the future and they win again. And necessarily Choose a Friend of Liger doesn't need to win, he just kind of makes the fans happy, so it doesn't surprise me one bit if Choose a Friend of Liger loses that match. We then got our IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championship match between Roppongi 3K and Bullet Club. We got the Rev Pro British Heavyweight Championship, where Sonata doesn't care about the belt. It's a clash of styles. I say long as Saberism. We will see what happens. I just don't know if Saber can make Sonata tap out, considering Sonata almost locked him into Skull N post-match. We also have, of course, the United States Championship, which now will be Jon Moxley defending it against Juice Robinson in what will be the finality of this feud. Will Juice live as a double champ? Only time will tell. Honestly, I don't see it happening. We then, of course, got Kenta versus Rocky Goto for never openweight title, and because I still believe some point this year we might potentially get Katsuyori Shibata, never say never, versus his old friend Kenta for this title. 2 wrestlers going at it for the wrestling title, per se. I want to see that. That's why I think Kenta's going to retain. And as far as the special matches go, I just have to say this. Jay White, he knows how to bounce back, and he's a man that believes in his own hype and usually backs it up. That's why I can actually see him doing everything he can to win this. But Kota Ibushi, he proved something and unleashed something that people have never seen before. And it's why I believe Kota might go over on the Bullet Club leader. This might be a really bad start of the year to Bullet Club, in my opinion, just as a whole. And then as far as Hiroshi Tanahashi and Chris Jericho, I say let him in. I think he's going to that Forbidden Door, and I think the Ace is going to win. And of course, who I think is going to end the night as the first Double Gold Dash IWGP champion when it comes to NJPW's top 2 titles. I believe that Naito will finally claim his Destino, but only time will tell. With that being said, it was an absolute amazing first day for Wrestle Kingdom and an incredible start as a whole for NJPW. Show from top to bottom, when you look at it as a whole, it gets an A from me. Simple as that. I can't point out one blemish. I know people are going to be a little bit about, oh, they're just recreating Okada versus Naito and it's going to have the same ending. You don't know that. Sometimes in NJPW, it can surprise you when you least expect it. And we'll see what happens. But again, NJPW is my number one, and I say this show was A. Simple as that. And I can't wait for night 2. But with that being said, I am done here for now with this simple take and review and brief thoughts on Wrestle Kingdom Night 1. So thank you for tuning in. What are your thoughts on Night 1? What was your favorite match? What's your biggest takeaway? Any questions, comments, please let me know. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit that bell to know when the next video goes live. Hit the subscribe button to support me and know when the next video will be here too. Greatly appreciate the over 100 subscribers I have, and I think near, what is it now, 5,000 views? It's just been fun being a content creator, because in the end, it's not about me, it's about wrestling. Simple as that. But with that being said, if you do want to know more about me, know this. I'm just a simple man. And if you haven't figured out by now, I am a lifelong fan of wrestling. Not just sports entertainment. Wrestling, professional wrestling. And that is what NJPW is definitely a leader of, if not the leader. So if you want to talk to me about anything, wrestling, pro wrestling, sports entertainment, etc., the 5 brands of WWE, NWA, Ring of Honor, Impact, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Stardom, Independent Wrestling, Sport Pro Wrestling, folks, and more. Look me up on Twitter, NoDQ.com/know it takes my Twitter page, or follow me on Instagram if you want, at InFosterNight16. I'll give you a hello. I'll show you some nice food that my family and I make because I like food. And also I'll give you simple moments that are usually like wrestling stories or just in and out looks of my life. Just a fun, welcoming personality for you. So both Twitter, Instagram, at InFosterNight16. Follow my silly YouTube channel if you wish at youtube.com/user/NoahFoster210. You'll find all sorts of wrestling content here. Everything in nicely organized playlists for you. There's reviews, recaps, more simple takes, one-off specials, predictions galore, and more right here at this YouTube channel. At the heart of my series, hashtag 205 Life Matters, which will continue through this year. I will be getting back together with the holiday Chris Mace if time allows us to review, of course, this past week's episode. Also, if you haven't figured it out by now, support NoDQ. The reason I'm in YouTube and decided to become a content creator. I took a chance, I met them, they encouraged me, now I'm doing it. Forever and dead to the NoDQ family. Thank you, Aaron Riff, Tyler, Virtue, everybody, and the NoDQ Galaxy. So buy a shirt, buy a mug, buy a tapestry. Just do it. NoDQ.com/merch to the store. Follow NoDQ on all your social media platforms. Your opinions matter. Those are comments, just on everything. Polls, columns, memes, gifts, reviews, recaps, polls, sexy female pics. None of Peter, sorry. You name it, it's there. Primarily wrestling from WWE, a little bit of independent wrestling and AEW. Stay tuned as I will be back after night 2 to provide another simple take and overall review conclusion of Wrestle Kingdom weekend as we prepare for New Year's Dash and the start of NJPW's 2020. And I will be back with a simple extra on that as soon as I learn what NJPW's New Year's Dash holds in store, because they will not announce anything till bell time. And I'll also be back after that with another simple take. And as always, good luck to everybody in Team NJQ also. I always got, respect. As always, I like to close. Support your wrestling idols big and small. Let's keep growing this incredible, diverse, unique, elite wrestling community together. Simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Please, as I said before, like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, hit the bell to know when the next video is going to go live. Hit that subscribe button, greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, I hope you do enjoy Wrestle Kingdom Night 2. And if you haven't already, please go back and look through Day 1. And I'd love to hear your further thoughts and what you think's next for anybody. The winners and the losers. Because a lot changed here, per se. But also, some stuff might be coming to an end for all we know. As we know it. But until the next video, take care, enjoy life. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Enjoy your families. Enjoy wrestling. There's so much more than ever. Anybody can become a fan, and there's gotta be something out there for you. Just take a chance and go find it. And until next time, it is currently 8:10 a.m. Saturday morning, January 5th, as I prepare to finally get some sleep, as I prepare for midnight to watch WrestleKingdom Night 2. So until next time, I hope you all enjoy the first weekend of the new decade and new year, and have a good night. And good day, depending on where you are. Simple as that.